Hello? Hi, Lucia.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you and you can hear me.
Yep, I can hear you now.
It says we have 3 participants. Robert Stark is in as an attendee. I'm going
We
to
have
promote
to-
you, Robert, to panelist.
Yeah, he has to join.
Yeah. Robert, you've been promoted. You're unmuted though. Okay, good. So, all right, so far so good. I'm knock on wood, knock on wood.
Okay.
I'm going to blank myself out because I have just come from a budget meeting and I need to eat a few bites of yogurt and you don't want to watch that.
Right ahead.
But I'm here. I'm here.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
Hey, Robert. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Shannon Purdy.
Shannon's here too.
He is.
I see Dave. I saw Dave.
Hi, Dave. Did we meet?
The last meeting.
We did? I have a very bad memory. Sorry.
That's not good.
No, it's not. Nothing I can
A little
do.
more light.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Oh, good. Okay, I have sound. It's a terrible connection, I'm afraid. I'm on cellular data still because I just moved and there's no internet until February 17th. Thank you, Verizon.
Well, Shannon, I appreciate the heroic efforts to be here.
No worries, please, please. And look, and I will also be a little bit multitasking, but hopefully that's not going to be too much of an issue. I'm looking at our agenda tonight and
There is nothing.
it looks like a really nice and clean one. That's right.
There's nothing new.
Well, that's okay. That's good news, right?
That's what we want, right? Fast and sweet.
But it's check you guys.
Hello. Who's that? Karen?
Karen. Hi.
Here? Okay, good. Write all this down.
All right. Well, do I have a motion to begin the traffic commission meeting?
You do.
Thank you, Karen. Second. Anyone?
I'll second, but do we need to wait for Kelly to
Yeah.
publish the Zoom?
I'm here.
Do you need to do something to open it up to Zoom before we can start the meeting?
I don't believe so. I think this is,
Okay.
I think we're good.
Okay.
I will, it says pause, stop recording. I think it's automatically recording. So I think we're good.
We're in good shape.
We're in good shape.
We're transparent. We're accountable.
Yeah. And and I'm going to keep my eyes on attendees to see if anyone shows up
Okay.
from the public and, I'll make sure they can talk and whatever. I'm going to keep eating my dinner. So I'm going to,
Please, I'm cooking mine, so.
but I'm
okay.
listening. I'm listening. So go ahead with your meeting.
No worries. Okay, we had a motion to open the February Traffic Commission meeting from Karen and David seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yay. All right, fantastic. With no new business on the agenda for tonight, we have a series of old business items that we just kind of keep on here to make sure that, the village is tracking, that we're tracking, what we've put in terms of recommendations.
Sorry, Shannon, 1 second. I'm sorry. Who opened the meeting? Who okay? Yeah,
Karen.
motion.
Motion. Yep.
And then Dave, right?
David
Yeah.
seconded.
All right,
Yeah.
just double check. Thank you.
No. I'll be frank, as we know, we're in a bit of a state of hiatus right now with the village kind of operating on a shoestring operating budget, but but there is stuff that's happening. I wanted to just kind of share that I got copied on some applications that are being put in right now for what they call CBDG grants, those community-based development grants, that, you know, will bring some much needed resources to the village that don't involve our local taxpayer dollars. And some of those improvements are along corridors and roadways and at intersections that we have had an impact on in terms of walking safety assessments, to include Old White Plains Road and Grand Street and Fenimore and things like that. So more to follow, but because obviously these are just in the application phase, but it's really exciting to see that, there's kind of plans in the works, and that the village is working through its traffic safety consultant, AKRF, who, as you all remember, Matt and Alex have been involved in a lot of our walking safety assessments to push some of these projects forward. So that's really cool news. So with that, I would propose that we just kind of move to our 6 items of old business. Then talk about the last time we got together in December. So we have on here a mini walking assessment to be scheduled for South Berry and Guion Drive. I was purportedly going to take lead on that, and that has not happened yet. I apologize. It's been a bit of a crazy time. So, that's something that's still got to get done. I'm inclined to put that off until it's a little bit more than 21 degrees outside.
How about this spring?
Right? I'm glad that it sounds like you all are.
Maybe March or April. That could potentially be nice weather.
Yep. I mean, yeah. It's bearable is all I'm looking for. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. That's okay.
Okay, cool. The Orienta 4-way stop. This was a requested stop sign at the corner of, I don't remember what the cross street was, but it was quite a ways up on Orienta. Certainly not part of the walking safety assessment that we did near the Old Post Road. I know, we.
Isn't it Rushmore?
No,
Was
no,
it
even
beginning?
that. It was closer down to the Marina district. I know that we threw it back at to gather some crash data. From the best of my recollection, there just wasn't any crash data there. I mean, there wasn't any real history of issues. So and maybe Kelly, you can remember, did we agree to get back to the resident?
Resident. Right, can people hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
You're cutting out a little bit. You're frozen.
Oh, no.
You're not, Shannon. Kelly is.
No, I know. I was saying,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I believe the corner was Bleecker.
Oh, you're
and
back.
Yeah, I believe the corner was Orienta and Bleecker, and I think we need to just write him that this isn't a place for a stop sign.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just one of those situations.
Absolutely. And right. I'm happy to take care of that, Kelly.
Yeah, but guys, hold on a second. My notes from from when we met, Dan was going to look into it to see about the crash data on it. And
I believe that the feedback we got was that there simply wasn't any. I mean, there just have not been crashes at that intersection over the past 5 years. So, look, this is the age-old, I think it feels dangerous here, I need a stop sign, right? Kind of issue. And I'm not minimizing the concerns about, traffic safety, about, excessive speeds in residential neighborhoods or anything like that. But, this gets to our what we need to do desperately, both within the traffic commission and with the larger community,
Right.
to educate folks that, a stop sign is not the panacea to promoting safety. And that in fact, when they're thrown up sort of capriciously, they tend to get ignored.
Yeah, and then before all this happened, with all this COVID, with the village and stuff,
Yep.
Dan was going to forward us the crash data information so that you could take a look at it and then contact the resident.
Okay.
That's what I have down.
Yep. No, you're absolutely right, Lucy. I think that, Dan
Yeah.
reported that he didn't find any, but,
Right.
that's enough for me to be able to, send an informed.
So you're gonna follow up with the residents?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
I have to find the right email.
I think we have a VIP who has joined us. County
Ah,
Executive Director. Welcome. Welcome.
Who's
George
here?
Latimer has joined us.
I'm sorry, Callie, who?
George Latimer.
Oh, hi, George.
Hi. I hardly ever consider myself a VIP. I've been coming to meetings like this in the village for almost 30 years, just to stop in and listen to hear what's happening. And then more importantly, just to ask if there's anything that you're working on that involves the county government that I should put on my list of things to do. I don't know what issues are on the table for the commission, but if there is anything that you want to highlight while I pop in, because I pop in and out of a variety of Zoom meetings in a given night, let me know. I mean, the county's involvement is not universal, but we have any number of different assets within the village, and there may be something that you want me to work on. So I got my trusty pen ready. And then the magic hook will take me out of the meeting, and I'll be happy to, get out of your way.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us. No, we really appreciate that. And I was just sharing with the rest of the commission. I apologize, by the way. You caught me in making dinner while I'm running a meeting. It's very informal.
You caught me while I'm in my messy study here. I got to clean up this place if I'm going to be on Zoom.
Exactly. No, we are, as I'm sure you know from Tom and company, the village is in a bit of a state of hiatus. So, our beloved trustee Wenstrup, our liaison, is actually managing Zoom links for us and all this kind of stuff. But
Many
we're
talents,
just
Kelly.
So far, so good.
If I can mention one thing though, because there is a county issue that has come up before the commission.
Okay.
And that is, there was a crosswalk connecting the back of Mamaroneck High School to Walter's Hot Dog Stand.
Yes.
And the
Across
road,
County Road, Palmer Avenue.
yes, the road was repaved. The crosswalk was not repainted.
Oh, okay.
So it came to the Board of Traffic Commissioners, and we talked to Dan Sarnoff and Jerry Darbario about it. And we learned that this had been a county paving project.
Right.
So
Did they send us a letter, Kelly, to ask us to jumpstart it?
yes, I will.
Okay.
I will send it to you and
My
Catherine.
email is easy to remember, latimergeorge@gmail.com. And just everything you've just said, lay it out. And, we'll get it to Hugh Grecian, who's our Commissioner of Public Works. And we'll get a response back to you, members of the village board, and to your commission. Seems
Thank
like a
you.
very reasonable thing. If we've done it in the past, we have to do it again. And it's not a heavy duty project. It's not big capital. So we'll.
No, it's a painting project, and the applicant
Great.
did give us a picture showing that it had been painted. The picture was pretty old, so anyway, just to provide kids and parkers with a safe way
Sure.
to cross.
No, it makes sense.
Thanks so
If
much.
I didn't pop in, I wouldn't have known that. And
That's right.
all the better that you told me.
Thank
That's
you, George. Thank
Very
you.
good.
Thanks
Good.
for the pop in.
If anybody needs anything from me, latimergeorge@gmail.com. Feel free to send me an email and we'll try to respond. I'll include Catherine Parker in whatever we do, so she's looped in. And just let me know what's what.
Will do.
So much. That's
I wish you
fantastic.
all
Thank
good
you so
evening,
much.
Thank
Safety,
you.
and we'll see you soon.
All right,
Okay.
take-
Thanks for dropping in.
Okay,
Yep.
bye-bye now all. Take care.
Bye-bye.
bye. All right, so number 6 is done, guys. Good job.
Oh, that was pretty easy.
Way to go, Kelly.
That's nice.
That was
Good.
That was terrific. Love when that
Good timing.
That was. I was gonna make a crack about safety for all hot dog consumers, but you know.
That's funny. What it was.
Fantastic. All right, the third item of old business, and I know, Kelly, that you've had some exchanges with the gentleman, 528 Rockland Avenue, was really concerned about sort of moving parking and or putting in, some kind of more, formal barrier, and we agreed to have the village consider just some, striped area in front of his house so that it would be, provide a bit of a barrier for him to be able to pull out with more visibility. Is that kind of, he's satisfied and it's just on hold for it to get done?
That's exactly right. This was Matt Sullivan. For those of you who know him, he has a newborn and he had a near miss with an accident. Since our conversation, someone nearly hit him. But yeah, this is on the, he chose to take the route of having the striping painted on his street, probably a half car's length, just to the left of his driveway as he comes out. And so we sent that to Jerry to put on the priority list with the understanding that it's striped, it's not a sign. This is no Board of Trustees action. It's just a striping, not a no parking zone. So if someone actually is to park on the stripes, the police cannot enforce this, but hopefully it'll be enough of a signal that people will stay off of it. So that's the route he wanted to proceed with now. So it's on Jerry's list, and I believe he's talking with Tony Iacovelli to get it, just get it done. As soon as the weather is warm enough that they can stripe it, and the guy who does the striping, he'll send him out to do it. So it's in the works. It's in the works.
Okay. I'm just gonna put down, it's gonna get done in the spring.
Yeah, and that's Palmer Avenue between the high school and Walters, right? I'm just gonna type up this email to George right now. It's Palmer Avenue. Have I lost my mind?
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
the
yes.
number 6,
Palmer.
yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Between Walters, well, yep, perfect.
Between Rich Bell and Rockwood.
The Sarah Newman corner, yeah, I can never remember which is which. Yep, okay, excellent. Moving right along. Old business item number 4, 325 Stanley Avenue. This was a couple of residents that approached us. They have a shut-in cousin who desperately needed to have, permanent care. And so they have a rotating schedule of at-home caregivers, but what the residents are looking for is a permanent space put in front of their house, because their cousin does live in a shared multifamily situation where the caregivers can't always get direct access to the driveway. We discussed it. I know that there was concern because they do not have sort of a single caregiver. There's different folks that are going to be, and we had some discussion about, when folks come who are not registered with the New York State DMV to have a, disabled, sticker affixed to their vehicle, that might cause an issue. But from what I recall, I don't think that the issue was necessarily being able to put a spot in front of their house, was there?
No, it was the handicap card going from one car to another car. I think Dave said, right, David, that they can't, only one person can use that tag, correct?
That's what I remember, yes.
Yeah. So,
I mean, for the purposes of, safety and accessibility to this poor woman, it seems like it would be a sensible solution to have a tag that folks can, swap out. But I know from a legal standpoint that doesn't hold water. Otherwise, right, everybody would have a handicap tag and drive around and park wherever the hell they wanted to. So, I mean, the question, I guess, is whether, and I just don't recall how we left it. I mean, whether even if we were to put a permanent handicap parking space in front of the house, whether that would be the solution, given that would be open to anyone with you know, handicap parking rights, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that it would be reserved for this woman's caregiver.
I think, Shannon,
Yep, go ahead, Robert.
I think we discussed talking to neighbors or people who live near that location to inform them if ask for their cooperation. That's really all you can do. You can't reserve the space.
Right. Right, and I'm not sure how much the traffic commission can do to help with that, other than literally to, enlist one of us as a volunteer to go over and do some door knocking.
So the last we left off with, is that they were gonna look into getting a handicap tag and then keeping it on one car.
Okay,
Keep it, that's what I have in my notes.
okay.
So-
So I mean,
But-
that's,
And then we haven't received any email, from them, right, lately?
No.
I
No.
haven't seen anything, so,
we have not, I wonder
wa-
whether we consider that resolved.
you want to just leave it on there until we hear from them, see if they, come across with anything?
I
Or
mean,
you-
I'm not
send-
inclined to do so, because I'm not sure what more action we or the
We can
village,
do, exactly.
I feel very strongly for these poor folks, because it's incredibly frustrating to not be able to be on site 24/7 with somebody who needs that level of care and be assured that they can get in and out properly. But if the residents themselves indicated that they were going to pursue, some level of handicap parking affixment for at least one of their caregivers, I'm not sure what more we can do.
Do you want to send them an email and, this way we can get rid of it, or what do you want to
Yeah.
do?
Why don't I close the loop with them just to make sure?
Can I ask you a favor? When you send these residents emails, can you either blind copy me so that this way I can?
I can openly copy you, Lucia.
Okay. All right.
You know what? And let me send you, Lucia, the email I just sent George.
Okay, yeah, so this way I can just, keep
Yep.
it in. Great, thanks, guys.
Absolutely. Final piece of old business is the Rhinebeck Middle School, High School request for school speed limit flashers on East Boston Post Road. I did write the resident back who was looking for this. It's essentially a request for the equivalent of school zone infrastructure to be put on the post road near the vicinity of these schools. Unfortunately, there's pretty strict guidance about where, school zone equipment can be put, right? Like a temporary speed limit or flashers or things like that. And because neither the middle school nor the high school is directly located on the stretch of Post Road that this resident was concerned about, there's no way we're going to get the state to, agree to do this based on, even if the village resolved to make it happen. It's not our jurisdiction. It's not, it would fall outside of the normal sort of MUTCD guidelines. So our really only course, our only suggestion to the resident in terms of recourse would be, look, something that you're really, really passionate about, you need to approach your legislator. I did write her. We had good exchange, she understands that, what she's asking for is sort of outside the rule book, as it were. I'm not sure she's satisfied with that, but it's just, there's not much more that we can do about that one.
Right.
And Shannon, this is also something that she could take up with the school board there. I mean, their voice would be a lot, bigger and louder and more persuasive than a single resident there.
Correct. Absolutely. This is another one of those that, Lucia, I think we have done our due diligence, and I'm not sure there's much more that the traffic commission has.
I'm going to take it off then, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I
All
think we have done it.
And then once you guys email, like George and the other resident, I'll leave it on until next meeting, and then we'll take it off.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Good. Okay.
All the other and the follow-ups, there's really nothing, because there's nothing going on, right?
Right,
And then
right.
we have to approve the December minutes. And that's it. That's all I have.
All right. Would anyone like to make a motion to approve the December minutes?
I'll
Same,
move to approve-
same.
Move to approve the December minutes.
I'm
Okay,
sorry, David?
David has moved.
Okay.
I second that motion.
Thanks, Karen.
Good.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, aye, aye. All right.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
Anyone show up to the Zoom, Cal?
Nope, no attendees.
Andres didn't show up, right?
I saw Andre signing on.
Andre's
I'm right here.
Here.
He's here.
He's
Oh, he is here?
there.
Yeah, I'm here.
See, I didn't know. Okay. See, I had him as absent, sorry.
A
And
little,
what-
a little quiet
what-
tonight, I'm sorry.
That's right. What about the police officer and nothing? No one from the,
We have no
Village-
officer tonight. Nope.
none?
No village staff tonight.
And no Andy?
Maybe he's off getting his vaccination, hopefully.
No Andy either, right?
Right.
So I think that's it.
Okay.
And Jason's not here. Well, no, because Kelly's bring. Okay, that's all I.
For the next meeting, I know that I had received an email from Sherry Allison at some point, and she had several traffic concerns that I believe she put as a traffic incident report, like put
Okay.
it in that format. So it might be floating around somewhere. It came in during this like nebulous period when we were putting everything on hold. So maybe for the next meeting, we can try to dig that up.
Gotcha. I have not, I don't recall that one, Cal.
I haven't seen it either.
All right, let's just keep an eye open for it.
No.
Who's
Lucy,
it from?
It was from Sherry Allison.
Sherry?
Yes.
Was it sent to you and you forwarded to us, or?
No, she emailed, I believe, the Board of Trustees and Jerry. And I asked her to please, send it to the traffic commissioners and, gave her a link to the form. And she said, she was putting it into the form. So, but maybe she never finished it.
Yeah, because I'm looking through my emails and I have
right.
nothing here.
All right, gang. Thank you all so much, as always.
God, that was a good meeting, fair.
Yeah.
Love you all so much, man.
We-
But we got stuff done. Like it was,
Yeah.
We're good.
Absolutely.
Thank
okay,
you, Kelly.
Sounds
Thank you, Kelly,
good.
for taking care of it.
Thank you so much.
you're
Stay
so
safe.
welcome.
Very
Everybody.
helpful.
Stay well, everyone.
Yes.
Oh.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.